Hey everybody, David and David here from payetteforward.com and upphone.com. And today we're going to talk about cell phone signal boosters. Do they work? What are they? And are they legal? So let's start with a simple question. David Lynch, who is our cell phone signal booster expert. What are cell phone signal boosters?
Well, I'm an expert now because I actually talked to a lot of experts in the industry, and I'll sprinkle in some of their quotes and what they told us as this video goes on. But a cell phone signal booster is basically just a device that improves your phone's connection to your wireless carrier's network, and they all have three main components. There's the booster, the internal antenna, and the external antenna.
So about those three components real quick, there's the external antenna, which you put outside your house, right?
Yep.
And then there's the internal antenna, which goes inside your house and makes the signal stronger inside, right? And then that booster piece is that amplifier that takes the external signal and makes it stronger inside your house.
Yes, and we should also mention that it's not just for homes. You can also get it for your office or your RV. A lot of people who travel across the country in RVs get a lot out of signal boosters.
Yeah, and even homes that live in densely populated areas, sometimes the materials that are used on roofs and other building materials can really block cell phone signals, especially if it's like a tin roof. Yep.
Yeah, metal roofs and also thick concrete walls can interfere with your signal.
Right. If you're living in a nuclear missile silo,
yeah,
you're going to need one of these.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So our next question about cell phone signal boosters is, do they work?
Yes, they do. That's why people are still selling them, and a lot of people are still buying them, especially now with the coronavirus. A lot of people are working from home, and they need a backup connection. Maybe their Wi-Fi isn't super reliable. They need a solid data connection to do video calls, surf the web. Well, you're probably not doing that while you're working. Use the internet while you're working.
Yeah, and stay in touch with their family members who might be having an emergency.
Yep.
For instance, there's a lot going on. We need access to the outside world. This is one of the ways to improve that access.
So according to Jonathan Bacon, the VP of Marketing at SureCall, and SureCall is one of these cell phone signal booster manufacturers, he says that signal boosters work by capturing a nearby cellular signal, amplifying it, and then broadcasting that signal inside the space that needs a better cell phone signal. Well put.
You're right. It was a delicious answer by Mr. Bacon.
Yes.
So there are other things that say that they're cell phone signal boosters, right? But they're not?
Yeah, so there are some signal booster apps, and they claim that they're going to improve your cell phone signal. Don't trust them. They don't even have anything to do with your cell phone signal. What these apps do is they try to clear up RAM on your phone, which may have a positive impact on your cell phone signal. Like if your RAM is full and you might have some issues with your signal.
It's not going to affect the actual signal itself. It's going to have a positive effect on your phone software.
Yeah.
So if your phone software is overloaded and you're dropping calls because the phone app keeps crashing, which is certainly a possibility. Like if you had great signal inside your house and then all of a sudden you don't have great signal and your phone's also really sluggish or it's getting hot, might be a software problem. If that's not the case, one of these cell phone signal booster apps is not going to work at all.
Yeah, there are also better ways to free up RAM on your phone than installing one of these sketchy third-party apps that may or may not actually work.
Right, and they come loaded with ads a lot of the time.
Yep.
Phones have gotten better and better at managing that stuff themselves, just like they manage the signal power output that they put out all the time. Cell phones don't always put out full power. That's why if you're in an area with low coverage, you're going to use more battery quicker than if you're in a highly populated area with really good coverage, because the cell phone doesn't have to do as much work to stay connected to the network. Signal boosters come into play, and actually for that reason, having a signal booster will save your iPhone battery life or Android battery life because it won't have to put out as much power to connect to signals, but that's the reason for them.
Yep.
So next question, David. Are cell phone signal boosters legal?
Yes, they are legal in the United States and most other countries. However, cell phone signal boosters do need to be certified by the FCC. So when you're buying a signal booster, make sure it says FCC certified. If it's not, you might run into some issues. But they're not legal everywhere. In some countries, you can only buy a signal booster if they're sold directly from your wireless carrier. That's because the carriers have purchased that spectrum to transmit signals on, and they don't want other companies coming in and trying to amplify that signal.
Wow. Interesting.
Yep.
So every company that we're going to recommend, and I assume we're going to drop some links to some of these.
Yeah, we have an article called The Best Cell Phone Signal Boosters. We'll link to that in the description section below and a card above. It has a ton of background information, some of the stuff we talked about here in this video, and some recommendations whether you need one for your home or your apartment or your car or your RV.
And just keep in mind that everything we recommend is already FCC certified. If you could buy it in a store, it's FCC certified. If you're buying it out of, Uncle Joe's pickup truck, it might not be FCC certified, but then again, none of Uncle Joe's things are, and you're not going to get in trouble for that. Or maybe you will, technically.
Absolutely.
This is not legal advice. Hi, Uncle Joe. That's our video about cell phone signal boosters. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, please leave us a comment down below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more great videos about cell phones, cell phone plans, and a whole bunch of other stuff. All right, you want to break down those components for us, David? Because I really don't know the difference between them.
I don't want to break those down.